Spoilers inbound, you have been warned. The DCEU, a line of movies that I particularly do not like, and I don't think I ever will. But guess what, guys? It's finally over. It's finally done. We can all go home and enjoy life without these movies returning until James Gunn makes some more, and hopefully they're good. What's up, guys? It's your boy T. And yesterday I watched The Flash, and it was a movie. That's the best way I could explain it to you. Now, usually I'm very energetic about these type of things, but you see, last night I did record audio for this video, and it mostly just came out to me just straight up saying it's a movie. It was okay. There were a lot of bad things that I didn't like, and there were some good things that were in this movie. But the thing is, after me sleeping, getting the movie hype, in a sense, off of my back, I started to realize that this movie is not good. This movie is not very good. Because if you think about it, this movie came fresh off the heels of Ezra Miller literally doing every crime that he could commit in the sun. Like, I'm telling you, this man is allergic to just doing the right thing, apparently, because it just gets worse and worse the more I look at this case. But not only that, this movie did not justify its existence after the fact. This movie did not need to happen. I'm gonna be real with you guys. And I know what people are probably thinking, like, whoa, man, is this that bad, T? Like, is this that bad of a DC movie? As DC movies go, it is amongst the top 3 or maybe top 4 best DCEU movies, because I mean, there's not really much competition to it, and that's pretty much me saying it lightly. Like, there are some things in this movie that I actually do like. It's just they shouldn't have been introduced in this movie. You see, when the DCEU started, we started with Man of Steel, went to Batman v Superman, and went straight into Justice League. There were really no breaks in between, and we didn't get much of an origin for any of these characters, and one of them was Barry Allen. The DCEU went through a lot of delays, a lot of pushes, and a lot of schedule changes due to how horrible the creation of this universe was. This was made to compete with the MCU at the time, and the MCU was already on its Avengers movies and everything like that, so they pretty much were playing catch up. Now, this movie was supposed to come out way earlier. I believe it was set to come out originally around 2019. I could be wrong, so just correct me in the comments if I am. I'm just gonna be real. I don't care that much to try and find out if I'm wrong or right. When I went to go see this movie, the biggest issue that I ran into were the effects. The effects were dog water, okay? The effects were laughably bad, like bad video game bad. And it wasn't even during fight scenes. It was actually during regular freaking scenes with Barry. In this movie, there are 2 Barry Allens due to him making 2 timelines, because this copies the Flashpoint event, but in this one, it's kind of different. I don't, because you see, the thing is, the Flashpoint event in the comics, Barry Allen runs to the past to save his mom from being killed. They make a statement in there pretty much telling us that, okay, every point that happens after you saving your mother changes, but nothing in the past changes, right? Not in this movie. In this movie, the past and the future all change at the same time, and there is only one fixed point. Don't know where that fixed point is. And on top of that, it doesn't really make any sense if you're going from the source material. But again, with these movies, you just have to accept the fact that these are the rules of the universe. And that's what I tried to do. I genuinely tried to do that. But it just didn't make no sense. Because the thing is, the rest of the plot is actually pretty interesting. Like, the other Barry Allen is a very compelling character. Michael Keaton's Batman is actually really good. And Supergirl is awesome. In this movie, she is awesome. General Zod is good. Everyone's good except for Barry Allen. Barry Allen is my only problem in this movie. Not the alternate universe Barry Allen. This one I particularly do not like, because he just acts weird the whole movie. Even in the original Justice League movie, he was kind of an oddball, but like, he's kind of creepy. I don't know, like, in a way he creeps me out. and this is my opinion. If you guys like Ezra Miller as Barry Allen, okay, fine. Like that's your opinion. But for me, I just don't like him. I just don't. This timeline's version of Barry Allen, the one that we saw in the movie that ended up turning into Dark Flash, he was more compelling because this is the Barry Allen we should have gotten at the start. I mean, not probably this stupid, but I mean, you know what I'm trying to say. He was new, he was funny, you know, I don't know what it was. I just liked him better. But the CGI, bro, like in the beginning of the movie, first of all, I don't like the Flash's costume. I'm sorry. You see, when we first saw, I think it was during the Super Bowl or something like that, where they first showed like his legit costume of what it was gonna be, I was like, okay, but seeing it in motion, yeah, no, it just looks odd. I don't know if they did CGI for the costume as well, because if they did, that's probably why he looks like a Crayola crayon. And yeah, for the rest of the movie, I mean, the only good CGI scene was towards the end at the final battle where the two Flashes pretty much are fighting off an army of Kryptonians. Now, I could very well nitpick this and just be like, oh, well, the Kryptonians should have no problem, because there's a lot more Kryptonians than there was in Man of Steel. Like, Barry really messed this timeline up. But again, that's just me nitpicking. It was a really good final battle scene, you know, it kept my attention. And then we ended up seeing cameos like Nicolas Cage's Superman, out of all things, Christopher Reeves, Jay Garrick, and Adam West's Batman, and even George Clooney at the end of the movie. But here's the thing. The plot, I kind of got over the plot in the middle of the film, but then we hit the end of the film where everything's supposed to be resolved, and for some reason, George Clooney's Batman now. Like, I don't know if maybe they just want to leave it on the cliffhanger and that's something that Barry ends up fixing later on. What? This was supposed to be the conclusion to the DCEU, and it doesn't feel like a conclusion. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, James Gunn specifically said that this movie was going to reset everything. So I felt like at the end of this movie, all they should have been showing was, okay, he managed to run back in time, fix everything, and on top of that, get his dad out of prison, and then, like, happy ending, happy days, he walks into the sunset with Iris, and that's the end of the DCEU. But they wanted to squeeze in George Clooney. Why? And I was in the theater like, what? And everyone else was clapping. What are you happy about? I don't understand, because I remember George Clooney's Batman and everyone hated him. But I don't know, maybe it aged nicely. It's just, I don't understand. And at the end of the movie, like, people were clapping. Now again, if you enjoy this movie, you have a different taste in movies, and that's okay. I've said this before, you can like stuff, but I don't know what we were clapping about. I was looking at this movie like, yo, I mean, don't get me wrong, this movie's entertaining, but it's entertaining for the wrong reasons. I laughed in this movie unintentionally and intentionally. I'm not gonna lie, the humor was carrying this freaking film. But if I were to rate this movie in an honest way, I'm gonna give it a 5 out of 10. And actually, while we're sitting on this also made me realize I like this movie more than Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, which is so sad to say because I praised it in the past and I was very wrong. So actually, Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania is going to be a 4 out of 10, and this movie is going to be a 6 out of 10. I'm going to be fair. I feel like this is a good, bad movie. That's the best way to describe it. Like, you'll enjoy yourself, but it is by no means a good movie. Like, don't be mistaken. So what did you guys think about The Flash? Did you guys like it? Did you guys hate it? And what do you think the future of the DCU is going to look like? Will James Gunn fix it, or will he just continue in the footsteps that were laid out for him, like it's fate? Let me know down in the comment section below. Also, leave a like and subscribe, baby. We're almost to 100 subs, and I love you all. I will see you guys next week when we talk about all things gaming, comics, and entertainment. Peace.